10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Competition Plus Power Hour, Josh Hart running away, attempting already, as we've got him with us here for day 2 from PRI 2022. Myself, Lee Kraft, the Monday Morning Racer, my co-host, Slammin Sam. Sam, why don't you throw that first question out for our esteemed guest from Top Fuel?
I can't even introduce myself first, Lee, before.
Introduce yourself. I thought I did a good enough introduction here.
Anyway, Josh, you've been sitting here with us. You actually get to see the behind the scenes of what the Power Hour takes. What do you think so far of the atmosphere that Lee and I, portray before the show, the stuff that you guys don't get to see?
If you guys start fighting, I'm just going to let it go. It's going to be pretty fun to watch, and maybe I'll sell some tickets because there's quite a lot of people out here. So
start selling tickets.
But, Josh, you had a great year. I mean, RNL is obviously, a part of what you're doing. What does that – I mean, I think we've asked you this before, but having them a part of your team and your atmosphere, what does that mean for you?
it means the world. I mean, it's nice to have a company that you truly believe in. There's no smoke and mirrors. They really are great people with a great foundation. They work hard to take care of their employees, and they treat it as a family atmosphere, even though there's 17,000 of them. So very blessed to be a part of that organization, to say the least.
Josh, Don Moore chimes in, says hello to you and to the rest of us as well here at the Competition Plus Power Hour, coming to you live from the Red Line Synthetics Oils booth once again on day 2. Josh, you've got a lot of great relationships. Just mentioned R&L, but a new relationship was announced not too long ago. And how do you think that new relationship, who it is, that partnership, how do you believe it will impact your future for 2023 and beyond?
Yeah, I mean, all of our partners are very, very important to us. Obviously, TechNet's been with us a long time. Also give a shout out there to Don Moore. He should have been with us at Gordano's with the pizza, but we are celebrating the oncoming of Chris Armstrong, and his excitement has kind of reignited some things for me. It's cool to see somebody that comes in kind of midstream and absolutely loves drag racing. So he's committed to partnering with us. It's going to be an awesome relationship. It's going to definitely help us in the parts category, to say the least. And I think you'll see a lot of them through 2023.
And with that, bringing on new, partners and everything like that. I mean, there's been some talk or things like that. I mean, is there anything for you? What else is out there for you, I should say?
All I can say is that in 2022, through the sophomore slump, I guess in 2021, I would have told you that I could drive the car probably easier than I could walk. And in 2022, I learned how to walk. So I'm excited about 2023. I think it's going to bring a lot of new opportunities, but I also realized it's nothing but business, So we're coming out ready to fight, and we're going to go for this championship.
2021, stellar year, a partial schedule. 2022, full pull on the NHRA Camping World Tour. What were the challenges from partial to full? What did you learn as a car owner and driver that needed to be added to over the year?
In 2021, I went out there and I literally just had fun. We hurt some feelings. We won some races. It was kind of a storybook season. So in 2022, I quickly realized that just the sheer parts requirements, the financial requirements, the time requirement is unbelievable. So very commendable to mention people like John Force, who started with nothing and built such a crazy good operation, and he's been doing it for so long now that it probably becomes second nature. But for me, every aspect of the experience was fatigue. I was tired, the team was tired, the pocketbook was tired, so it's like the fact that he's had the endurance to go on for as long as he has is amazing. So kudos to them, and Congratulations to Brittany for her championship. They broke records all year, and that's awesome.
So, I mean, you mentioned it, starting pretty much from the bottom and making it. You guys were tired. So this off season, I mean, I always say PRI is the reset button for the, separating the end of the year to the beginning of the year. What are you going to do differently, for yourself to maintain that strength to keep going throughout the full pull for your team? Like, is there any things that you're doing or you guys are implementing to, push to have more energy, to stay, in that fight when there's the long days or the long road trips? What are you guys doing differently?
Yeah,
Certainly not partying with the robot.
Yeah.
Don't speak of that. Okay. Mind your business.
Everybody needs danced with.
You can't not dance with the robot. See,
we'll tell y'all in a later episode about that one.
So to answer the question, we're digging deep. We've got great partners. We have almost tripled our inventory going into the season. And what I mean is, we have all the clutch discs finally, and we started a long-term program, and we're working towards 20 engines. And what it's really going to take to make sure that we're not scavenging through the year. And as far as me personally goes, I'm just going to, start eating right, start sleeping better, start working out. Working on my lights, just maybe not coming in so much ready to have fun, treating it more as a business and understanding and appreciating the opportunity every time I go to the ready line.
In 2021, that partial schedule, you said you're going up there, you're having fun, performed well. During 2022, did it feel competitively different? Did the competition level, was it truly as real as everybody was saying that it was amongst Top Fuel? We could visually see it, but did it change for you even in the cockpit and also on a weekend?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've said this before, and I mean it. You can't take anybody lightly, but good for NHRA this year. I mean, wow, it was Top Fuel like we've never seen before. The competition was off the charts. The reaction times were incredible. I think my light was like a average 61 or something like that. And there was a couple of people that were average low 50s. So it's just everybody upped their game, and it showed all the way throughout the season.
So after the year that was had, so many people trying to shoot for that 300, mile per hour. I mean, Brittany Force and that whole team came out and pretty much laid the gauntlet down on everyone when it comes to the mile per hour and the speed. So I think she has 10 or 12, track records that she broke throughout this year. It was, or she holds those. So what do you think, the game is going to be coming into 2023? Do you think there's going to be guys coming out swinging for the fences right away? Or do you think we're going to see that gradual push like we did in 2022?
I don't think we can afford to do a gradual push. I think every time you come to that line, you need to swing for the fences, and you're either going to hit or you're going to miss. So I mean, that's our strategy. And if you're well funded and you got the parts to back it up, why not? We don't have anything to lose. We only have the opportunity to better ourselves. So that's our goal.
Top Fuel, known as the kings of the sport. It's wonderful to talk about Top Fuel, and I'm sure we're not done talking about Top Fuel, but the NHRA unveiled this show, PRI 2022, the first completed Factory X car. It's a Challenger over there, beautiful machine. I'm sure you have taken a look at it because I know you have interest beyond Top Fuel drag racing. What do you think about the Factory X car that the NHRA has unveiled here at PRI 2022?
Absolutely stoked. Yeah, seriously, that's going to be awesome. Would love to take a swing at that, and I'm anxiously awaiting some of the exhibition runs just to see kind of how it shakes out, but that's something I could definitely get behind.
So with all the new stuff coming out, I mean, you and, the Factory X car obviously unveiled here, you bringing on different partnerships. Is there anything else that, Josh Hart and your team, is there anything else that you guys are getting new to ramp up for the 2023 season?
Working on my interviews. working on my interviews. Everybody said, I was boring, this and that, and I didn't talk enough. But truth is, I've just been kind of sitting back, watching everybody, studying all their antics so that I know how and when to strike. But, I am what I am. I this is me all the time. And a lot of people have wanted me to, like, roar on camera and, do certain things that are definitely out of character. But I'm willing to participate in some of that stuff next year.
You know what you got to do?
I'm not going to do it right now.
You got to dance with a robot. If you dance with robots, no one can get mad. Like, the only thing that they're going to do is tell you can't dance with robots. But if the robot's dancing, you have to with the robot, right?
No.
I would definitely dance with a robot easier than I would roar on camera.
But you did roar on the camera.
I did not.
I have the video.
I said I wouldn't do it, and I walked away.
No, you did it.
No.
I have it. I'm telling you guys, you know what? Here, I'm going to find it right now.
Check tape.
Go find it. And, well, we actually did have someone comment and say boring. But I don't think...
Just now?
5-10 minutes ago, yes.
Oh, wow.
Look, I don't... Haters going to hate.
And then when I find this, he's not going to say it's boring because he roared on camera.
He rolled on camera. He rolled on camera. And now
you could
video evidence of him dancing with a robot.
So the guy that said that it was boring, you could have all these fake personalities, but hey, this is me all the time. So
and I don't find you boring. I find that you give good information, and what I appreciate is you're brutally honest. You will lay down a situation and your thought and your opinion, and you're going to put it out there, even though it might be something that many would say, I don't know if you should say it that way. You put it out there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to handle a situation, you handle the situation, and you hear it directly from the horse's mouth. So, boring or not, it is what it is.
Business side of things, you are an entrepreneur. You Burnsy's Speed Shop started that from nothing, a driveway, and it's built up to a massive square footage shop and beautiful cars from classics and muscle cars and beyond. What's going on there? How does that continue to expand? How does that continue to evolve? Do we see Burnsy, California open up one day? Well, maybe not California, the business class might not be that great, but maybe Texas, beyond Florida. I mean, what do we see?
Yeah, actually, my PR guy and I were just talking about franchise and maybe a second or third operation. And I told him if he could get it approved through my wife, I was on board. But Bernie's is an awesome project that we started 13 years ago, I think. And this is our first sampling on the national stage. So we've got 3 1971 Hemi Cudas here that Bernie's built. One of them's got a Hellcat power plant. One of them's got a Demon power plant. One of them's got a Elephant power plant. They're right there in the arena. And we're one of the largest Max D trailer dealers in the United States. So we're over there in the trailer arena right now. Encourage you to go check out some of our work. And that's what we do. We build hot rods, show cars, and we do stay quiet. We've never had to advertise, knock on wood. So you want to build a brand new $200,000-$300,000 car, you're on a 12-month waiting list. So.
Boom. So there is talks of it, Lee. But you know what they're going to have? No, not in California, but you know what they're going to have? Do you know what they're going to have at the grand opening?
A robot.
A dancing robot.
Speaking of grand opening, so we're actually flirting with the idea of having an open house at Bernie's as like the season kickoff to Gainesville. And we'll invite a bunch of the drivers down, get a good autograph session going on, just maybe a live band, some fireworks, some good food.
Maybe a live show.
That would be awesome.
And maybe Lee, since he didn't do it at PRI, will actually show up in the chicken suit that he was supposed to wear here.
I will get in the chicken suit, in the chick magnet at a race.
No. Lee, you said you were going to walk around PRI.
I said I was, but it got extremely busy very quickly. You know how many live shows I'm doing?
So you chickened out on the chicken suit.
No, the rooster decided to roost on business. Oh, that was good. That was, you guys there.
Trademark.
So, okay. So I have to ask, since we're talking about Bernie's, if you're going to do the open house, will you invite the guy that drove through the shop?
I would welcome him. He obviously knows how to make an appearance. And yeah, truth be told, he's actually disputing the fact that he even did it.
What?
So, yeah. So,
No, that's worse than denying that you danced with a robot.
yeah. Yep. He was so intoxicated when he drove through our service center that he's actually claiming that it wasn't him. So,
It was his alter ego.
I guess.
Wow.
He now
Yeah.
refers as
$1 million worth of damage, 13 beautiful cars destroyed, and he had
No,
$50,000 worth of insurance coverage.
Okay. No. How? There's no way you can deny that.
Arguing with the officer on body cam, assaulting them. Yeah, it was.
What is wrong with people?
And some crooked lawyer will probably get him off.
That's why you dance with robots, Lee.
Does seem easier.
It's way easier.
Seems more enjoyable too.
That's why you go drag racing and you dance with robots.
Yep.
That's the solution for everything. Whenever you ask me a difficult question now, I'm gonna refer to a robot. What do you think, Josh? Is that good?
I'm good with it.
All right. What Josh says goes.
Robot life.
Yep.
Mark out there mentions Josh needs to win Norwalk in 2023, considering R&L Carriers is right next door to Norwalk. I'm sure going to Norwalk and the facility right next door, the whole length of the drag strip, there's a bit of pressure to get it done at Norwalk, possibly more so than any other venue that there is, except maybe Gainesville being the home track.
Listen, when we unveiled the R&L car at Norwalk in 2021, I really genuinely felt an awesome presence from every team member on R&L. And in 2022, this year, when we run it up, I felt like I let down the world. I mean, it was a close race, the rain delays and all but I've got an old saying: if you're making excuses, you've already lost, and we just didn't get it done. So, 2023, we'll go at it again, just a little bit harder.
So, going forward, what do you think this year, going into 2023? What do you think it's going to take light-wise, round per round? I mean, we talked, yesterday that most of these rounds felt like they were finals, even in the first round. I mean, you probably saw the video of Antron. The first round's a final.
Yep.
The second round's a final. The semis is a final, and the final's a final.
Mm-hmm.
When you have that kind of competition, and every round feels like, this is the round to do it. What do you think it's going to take light-wise? What do you think it's going to take, every round mentally to be there?
If you want to be the best, you're going to have to be in the 30s and low 40s consistently all season. And it's tough, but I mean, Justin Ashley has an amazing reaction time. Super comfortable in his car. It's a fast car. It's consistently in the 60s. Just watch out.
During the countdown, there were serious moves and shifts on that leaderboard of who had potential to come away with this 2022 championship in top fuel competition until rolling into Pomona, and we truly had it solidified of who had the best opportunities. Is there a sense anywhere in the countdown that your team, that you saw the light but found it to diminish quickly, and you look back like, what if we could have capitalized in that moment? Is there any looking back like that there was our shot and we didn't arise to the occasion in that moment?
Yeah, absolutely. There wasn't a we, it was me. My first professional red light in my career in Dallas. I had just went on, I believe, with you guys, and I said we're in control of our own destiny. The points chase had opened up. We had a fair shot at it, and I go out there first round against Leah, and I red light for the first time in my career. So, I mean, I wanted it. You could taste it, and just laid it down too soon.
So do you think, those moments, talked to a lot of drivers that said like the red lights or the losing on the whole shot or just something simple that they overlook. Do you think that those moments stick to you harder than, maybe a final round loss or anything like that? Are those moments of, I let my team down because I red lit? Do those stick out?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I've been whipping my own ass over the Dallas thing and over even Pomona. I mean, I lost to Antron by .008, on a baby hole shot. But I think that was my first hole shot loss ever in my career, also. And you see how hard your team works, and I tell everybody, I mean, that's where the real show is. I'm the idiot that gets to hit the gas, so, but you can't watch them work and then not beat yourself up, because, I mean, they're putting themselves through the paces round after round to give you an awesome car, and my team does. So, yeah, I mean, the first thing I said to Ron and Pomona was, what's the soonest I can get back in this thing? Because you want to get it off your back, you want to make a good pass, and good time slip changes a lot of things.
Performance Racing Industry Trade Show, PRI 2022, where we're at right now, this massive convention. As a top fuel racer, as a business owner in our industry, you come to PRI, what do you have to get out of it? What are you wanting to get out of it? Why show up? It has to be more than just talk to two yahoos like myself and Sam. What does Josh Hart come to PRI for?
Well, a lot of people would say to acquire sponsors, and I think that's the wrong attitude. I mean, everybody here is trying to sell their product, and fortunately for me on the business side with Bernie's Speed Shop, we deal with a lot of these people hand in hand. So for me personally, it's getting to know the face and put it with the product, build a stronger relationship. And if it turns into something later on down the road, that's awesome. But you can't go into it with the expectations of landing a sponsor here. I just don't believe in that. So you got to appreciate what everybody's trying to accomplish, and that's sell their product and increase the bottom line.
Josh Hart, always good to chat with you, and you give it to us honestly, and I appreciate that. We're going to let you go here in just a few moments. Sam, why don't you send them away?
Oh, boy.
I don't even know what to say. I am like, how do you send Josh Hart away?
Go dance with the robot.
No. He can't do that without me. Like, that is my new signature trait. Like, I'm going to find a baby robot to, dance in the back of all the shows.
Be cool. Bye. Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, Josh, like always, it's always good to talk to you. No
Thanks,
matter
man.
what anyone says about interviews or anything like that, we're wishing you the best in the 2023 season. And get some rest, man.
Yeah.
Get some rest.
2023, I'll work on my, punching my race car and throwing my helmet and everything that you guys all love and want to see, and maybe it'll be less boring.
You know what you should do? Instead of throwing stuff, you know how Steve Torrance comes out and he shoots the guns, you should just have spirit fingers. Every time you get at the top end, just spirit fingers.
Yeah, I can't do that. You can't do that.
It just came to mind. Something.
Yeah. No.
All right. We'll think of it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, man. Appreciate you guys.
And that was Josh Hart.
Folks, welcome back. Competition Plus Power Hour here from the Redline Synthetic Oils booth at PRI. We've always got to say thank you to Weldon High Performance and Weldon Pumps for their support of the show, along with Competition Products, not to be confused with Competition Plus, the place where you can believe what you read on the internet. It's Always a privilege and a joy to have Justin Ashley join us on show, and good to have you in our presence, not just a live stream, actually right here. We can all chit chat in each other's. Yeah, you can touch them. Yes, and you are, Sam. Don't annoy the guests.
He's built like a robot.
He's built like a robot. He is a robot on the lights. Josh Hart was just bragging on you that you're so tough there on the Christmas tree. So last year we're here, and I pointed out you technically didn't have the lowest average in Top Fuel. It was Sean Langdon. What was the outcome this year? I'm curious.
So I did have the lowest average this year. It was something that I thought about a lot during the offseason. I'm not going to lie to you. But listen, it's a team effort, right? There's a lot that goes into reaction time. Obviously, everyone points to the driver, but if the car's not moving like it does, if we don't have a car that's as fast as it is, none of that matters anyway. So Mike Green, Tommy DeLago, our Phillips Connect team is just as much a part of that as I am. So it's really a team effort, and all in all, a really, really successful year for us.
He said he was going to get it.
Anyway, you always do this, and you put your team before you. Like, you can, go out and have a fast reaction time and your lights are good, or maybe run your best mile per hour or anything. And the first thing you do is give praises to your team. And sense, but the ones that are putting their hands on the car every day, what is it about that team that just has you guys meshing well together and clicking and everything is going good?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think that really it's top down, right? It's about leadership. And when you look at the leadership that's there with Dustin Davis and co, they've done a great job of establishing a certain culture, and that's a winning culture. We have a great organization, and people love what they do. It's important when you're out here not only to find that success, but enjoy the journey. Enjoy being a part of a team and enjoy being a part of the success that we've had. So, I really think it starts at the top, and everybody's done such a fantastic job of enjoying the moment and enjoying being around each other. And I think that you see that is reflected in our performance around the track. We love each other. Quite frankly, when you're on the road as much as we are, we spend more time around each other than our own families and everyone else. So it's a really important part of it. And, we want to continue to grow this thing, continue to grow it on and off the racetrack.
And, you feel that presence as soon as you walk into you guys' pits. Miss Sharon, everybody calls her Mama Sharon. And then just all the guys, like you said, it's a family atmosphere. And then with having, your sponsorships and everything like that, everyone, makes that feel like you're kind of, I want to say, at a family gathering. I've been welcomed in there, Leah has too. And so how do you guys continue to grow that with Phillips Connect and with, the Lucas Oil and having Antron Brown, as a teammate? Like, everything is just a family atmosphere. And how do you guys, like you said, you spend so much time together, but how do you continue to keep that just mesh that way?
The people, right? You want to surround yourself with the right people, and we've been able to do it that way, right? So you take Phillips Connect, for example, the culture that they've established within their company is very similar to the culture that we've established within our race team. So naturally, it's a really great fit. They operate as a family, right? They call themselves the Phillips family. And our team operates as a family, just like Antron Brown and his family and his team do the same thing. Just like the Toyota family, Lucas Oil family, we're all one big team, one big unit, and you have to surround yourself with companies. You have to surround yourself with people that have the same vision. They align the same way that you do. They think and approach each and every day the same way that you do. So that's how we've been able to do it so far. That's how we plan to continue to be able to do it. And, we're grateful. We're grateful to be surrounded by those right individuals, those right companies. And the great part about it is everything we do with these individuals, with these sponsors, is win-win. We want them to be successful, and they want us to be successful, and that's what makes it so great.
2021, you were in championship contention. 2022, you were in championship contention. Do you feel that you have established with Davis Motorsports, Justin Ashley Racing, that every fan, every media personality, the tricky tipster, everybody involved. That
are you the tricky tipster, by the way?
I'm not.
It's like a hidden, right? Yeah. We may know who it is. We have a few ideas, but it's hidden. You're not the tricky tipster.
I'm not.
Sam, are you the tricky tipster? You're not the tricky tipster. No.
And if I was,
and if you're right, exactly. So maybe you are. I just figured I'd ask while I'm here. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just get told to go.
Okay, do what you're told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they say go, when the guys look at me and say go, I just
Okay. Understood.
I grab my bag and I go.
Do you feel that you have earned it, that you should always be in the discussion for championship contention? Never count out Justin Ashley and Davis Motorsports.
Sure, absolutely. I think that you've seen our performance on the racetrack over the last few years, but this sport will humble you very, very quickly. I think that that's an honor to even be sitting here talking to you about that, and I have a lot of gratitude for that. But at the same time, we're not worried about it. We can't worry about it. We're focused on ourselves and being the very best version of ourselves that we could be, and let the rest take care of itself. I'll tell you what we are focused on is a lot of stuff, especially at this time of the year, off the racetrack to help position ourselves and the rest of the teams out here for success on the racetrack. So Phillips Connect launched this program. I'm sure you guys saw the article on competitionplus.com where they're bringing sponsorships to sportsman racers, which I really think is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for them. So for anybody out there who knows trucking companies, who might have a business opportunity for Phillips Connect, it's a great opportunity for them to generate revenue as a sponsorship source for their own team. So come talk to me, reach out to me, and we're talking about making something happen.
And it's been very innovative what Phillips Connect has brought back, and has set forth, with having someone that is a racer. That you don't ever want to say this person was a racer, and just having that atmosphere that they've continued to say, you know what, we want to help, we want to be a part, we want to involve everyone into what we're doing. Looking forward, do you see Phillips Connect, you guys obviously announced that they're going to stay on with you guys, but seeing that, do you think you'll see more Phillips Connect continue to grow throughout, the motorsports industry?
I do. I think you'll see them grow throughout the entire motorsports industry, and the way they're going to do that is through business to business, right? So I think by establishing this program within the sportsman community, it's going to bring about a lot of opportunity, and they're very familiar with this. Jim Epler raced years ago with Easy Care, and he ran this program very similar way, and you're going to see a lot of that implemented into what we do. So the plan is for them to be around successfully for a long time. We are together, one family, one team, and we want to be within the motorsports community, successfully racing for championships year in and year out with Phillips Connect.
The 2022 NHRA Championship Finals at Pomona, high stakes in Top Fuel. You certainly were in contention. Brittany Force, mathematically many others in that race. And round one, I'm sure, was not the round one you would have desired and your whole team would have desired. And though as media and fans, we see that moment and we think to ourselves, that's the moment that cost a championship. When you look back on that particular moment, what were the elements going in to create it? And was it something, looking back at the data, it's like, man, we would never have even expected that, and almost a fluke deal? What was that run? Round one in Pomona.
Well, I think you're right. You bring up a good point, right? Everyone looks at that one run, but it's just exactly what it is, one run. You have to look at everything as a whole and not in a microscope. And like, it was a gremlin, right? We struggled a little bit over the last two races with a gremlin that we figured out. We know what the problem was, and that's most important. The worst mistake we could make is letting that happen and not learn from it. And Mike Green and Tommy Delago do a great job of immediately getting to work and figuring out what happened, why we were in that position to begin with. But we had a lot of success over almost every race, right? Stacking round wins, 3 race wins, multiple final rounds, track speed records, ET records. So it's just one of those things where you look back and say, oh, we could have done this or we could have done that. But you know what? Not really. We went out there, we put our best foot forward. We did exactly what we thought we needed to do to get down the racetrack. Antron ran better that round. They were the better team that race. And we love that. We don't like losing to anybody, but if it's going to be anybody, we're happy it's our teammate Antron Brown, so we learn from it, we move on, and we know that it's going to make us a better team for next year.
So with having, Jim Epler, Mike Green, Tommy Delago, and then also having your dad, who, what is a racer, like I said, don't like to say was, but he still is a racer. Sure. Deep down, he's still a racer. Do you think the mold for Justin Ashley was set very well? Do you think it was when those challenging situations come up, when those moments and you're like, okay, what do I do? Or, you know, you have to race and you're number 1 or number 2 in the
Yeah.
points. And those situations come up where you're like, okay, this is a lot of stress. With having those people around you, do you think the mold for Justin Ashling is created well for you to deal with these situations?
I do, and I feel fortunate to be put in that position. Right, I have the the relationships obviously with my father, with Jim Epler, with Mike and Tommy and others, Antron, who've been around the sport. And everything I'm doing now, they've been there. They've done that before. So I'm able to lean on them for guidance, for understanding about the best way to approach each and every situation. So I do think that it helps create a certain structure, a certain mentality, a certain attitude for not only myself, but our entire Phillips Connect team. And, I think you see it. You see it out there when we're performing well in pressure situations and in all types of situations from the start of the weekend to the end of the weekend. So I think that we're fortunate to have each other. And it's all about making sure that we take advantage of that, take advantage of the opportunity that we have to learn from each other, be open-minded, continue to grow. And we've done a great job of doing just that.
I think the Phillips Connect dragster that you have in its current rendition is one of the best looking wrapped cars out there. It definitely fits the scheme and yet still ties into motorsports.
Yeah.
Curious, is there any talk in the marketing department of upping the game and coming out with something that is the next step in the partnership looks-wise that we can all look forward to?
Well, as Rob Phillips would say, it's sexy, right? It's sexy. It's a good-looking car. It is, and they've done a good job of, combining, like you said, a neat look, a cool look, an exciting look with something that's corporate, that gets the brand image across and gets our point across. So we're going to keep everything the same, really, for the most part. The base design is going to stay the same this year. And a big reason why is because these die casts that we have that are first coming out, we sold a few of them at Pomona, but we're going to put them online, up for sale now within the next few weeks. You'll be able to get them at justinashley.com. So that's a big part of the marketing, a big part of what we're doing are those die casts. Limited edition is very exciting. So the base design, sexy. It's going to stay the same.
Diecast. I'm going to need one of those.
I know. I was going to ask if you're going to buy me one since I bought you something last night.
It might be about the same price.
So, I mean, we've seen you in the real estate. You're diving in a lot more into everything with Phillips Connect and everything that. But what's Justin Ashley's, day to day, like what behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Like we always want to know, like.
That's right. I'm driving that 4Runner. Ooh, that Toyota truck is nice. Let me tell you, I love it. It is comfortable. It is cozy. It's casual, but it's sporty. It's good stuff, Sammy.
It is.
It is good stuff.
I've looked at the Tundra Pro.
That's nice too. Did you see Cap's new car that he got, by the way?
No.
It's gorgeous.
After I saw
it is
AVs,
gorgeous.
I was like, okay, I rode an 8. I rode.
They make them the right way too, right? They ride so nicely. They do. They are very long-lasting cars. They're very, very high quality.
So you're saying I should get? But
I'm saying you should get a Toyota. You're not a Ford. You don't say the F word around here. Toyota.
I didn't say that.
Toyota guy. You're a Toyota guy. It's okay. Shh, don't tell anybody.
I'm dancing with the robot. That's how you get out of anything. You just say I dance with the robot. Yeah, and I did. But so day to day, I mean, we've seen you go into nasty homes, videos of that about throwing up. I about threw up because you were going to throw up on camera. And but what is the day to day like for Justin Ashley? Like what's a normal day for you, man?
Yeah, so it's actually changed a lot over the last few months as we've continued to grow this race program. Now, I'm not involved in real estate anymore. I'm the business development manager at Phillips Connect, which is a great job. It ties in so nicely, and it's something that I'm grateful to have the opportunity to do, but I really, really enjoy doing it. So I'm working closely with Amber White, with Rob Phillips, with Jim Epler to use this motorsports community to help generate business for Phillips Connect and everybody out here. So I think that's why it's so great, because it truly is a win-win. And now I'm part of the Phillips family officially, right? I'm part of the Phillips Connect family, focusing strictly on business development and growing Phillips Connect and helping to put them in a position to generate more business, to generate more revenue, which in turn generates more revenue for the race teams out here. So I think it's something that I really love doing. It's something that I enjoy doing, and I can see myself continuing to do that for a long time.
We can talk Top Fuel all day, but Ashley comes from a door car centric background, and your mentor, and even more than a mentor, Antron Brown recently got in between the doors at the Snowbird Outlaw Nationals, and even won. Picked up some hardware.
You know of an opportunity for me?
See, I'm wondering, can we ever see dear old Dad it play out? What he don't know don't hurt him, and you travel on down with Antron to some race, and you hop in the door car.
Mike Asher needs to be at the World Series Pro Mod, driving a Pro Mod. I'm
So-
gonna say that right now.
So,
The senior class.
No,
Oh, gosh.
no.
oh gosh.
Now you're gonna get him fired up.
Yeah, I am.
So listen to this. I'm on my way down here. I'm on the plane headed to Indianapolis for the PRI show. I know where he is. He's on the plane headed home from Florida to New York. And I get a text, "Hey Justin," right, from Dad. How many races does Mountain Motor Pro Stock run? So I'm like, I know where this is going. I'm like, they run 5, Dad. He's like, okay, interesting. I'm like, I know exactly what that means. It means he's thinking about getting in a door car. Who knows what'll happen? But I'm just saying, listen, I have a lot to learn. I'm still trying to figure out how to run these top fuel cars. We have a lot to learn, but I love these Pro Mods, man. That's so exciting, especially after seeing Antron Brown do it. Go out there and win the race. That guy could drive anything, man. It'd be a huge learning curve, but I love these Pro Mods.
With the Pro Mod, the door car world, if you will, there often is a lot of synergy to have these one-off big races. Drag Illustrated is going to have the World Series of Pro Mod for $100,000. You've got the Snowbird Outlaw Nationals, 51 years of Pro Mods coming together, and they ran for $51,000. There used to be a time that Top Fuel had such events. That has gone by the wayside. Do you think we could ever see, maybe even Phillips Connect create something, the top fuelers themselves find a proper location and race it out for big bucks on a big scene, and outside of NHRA points earning championship tour, crown the top fuelers?
I do think you could see it. Take a look at what Bill Bader does right at the Night Under Fire. I think that's a great example. Maybe it is kind of on a macro level in some capacity, and he does a great job there. But I think you can take a combination of what he does, a combination of what they do at the Texas Motorplex for the Stampede of Speed, and make it an event like that, and a huge event like that. And I'll tell you what, obviously, depending on what the payout is, there'll be a huge turnout of top fuel cars there ready to go out there and compete. So I think that we need to continue to move forward as a business, and racing is a business. Motorsports is a business, and that opportunity will present itself. I don't know when, but I think it presents itself pretty soon.
If I may follow up on that, what do you think the purse should be for Top Fuel? Is it $250,000? Is it $500,000?
Yeah.
What is the number for Top Fuel?
It's not about the money, Lee.
It is, Sam.
It is about no. Look, it depends. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. My first inclination was to just dance around this answer and not give you a number, but look, let's face it. These cars are expensive. I think NHRA does a great job doing what they do, but from a racer's perspective, I think we need to see purses that are, $100,000 and up on a per race basis. I think that's right. That'll help sustain the programs that are out here, and I do think that's realistic in a lot of ways.
All right, so final question for me is, what is next for Justin Ashley? Every year you've continued to do more and more. Rookie of the year, 1 and 2 in the points. What's next for Justin Ashley? You've got this bar that you've set for yourself and you hold yourself to. So, what's next?
Championship, right? That's the ultimate goal. A championship is next. That's why we race. We expect to win races. We expect to win championships, and that's what's next for me. But that's what's next for Tommy DeLago, for Mike Green, for Phillips Connect, and our entire team. We got a long way to go. We're still learning, still growing. The sport will humble you very quickly. We've had a lot of success, and we need to continue to get better. The top fuel field is great. It's only going to continue to get that much better, that much tougher, so we're going to have to be on our A game every time. But the next thing is obviously the goal, which is to win a world championship in 2023 and beyond, and continue to work closely with Phillips Connect and Toyota and our partners to grow this thing and grow it the right way where it's good for everybody.
Justin, last question for you here at the Redline Synthetic Oil booth, the PRI show. Toyota, I love what they do with their drivers across motorsports. They definitely have made a huge investment in NHRA drag racing. You're a part of that brand, that alliance with Toyota. What can you clue us into that's in the works to take the step up? Does Justin get his own funny commercial here before long, or he's got horsepower hangovers?
Horsepower hangovers. You want me to show up in Vegas and do a Vegas commercial? If there's not, I would love to meet the person who's better equipped to do that commercial than Antron Brown. That guy is the perfect person for that commercial. Look, Toyota's always working on stuff, right? You're gonna see stuff this year. I was in the staging lanes this year, and I look up at the Sunoco Vision, and my baby picture's on there. Right, they're always working on stuff. So look, I don't know if it's anything specific right now, but I'm telling you right now, they do a great job of pushing their drivers, pushing their Toyota Gazoo Racing North America teams, and they're going to continue to do that. So you'll see a lot of creativity out there from all the Toyota teams this year.
Well, Justin, it's always good to talk to you, but it's always even better when I can reach over and touch you.
Yes.
I would give you a
yes.
smooch on the cheek, but I think somebody would probably frown upon that.
Well, we'll keep it professional here at
all right,
at PRI.
Yeah, it's at PRI. We know your schedule is pretty busy, so we will let you loose, and we'll talk to you on the flip side.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me on. And Lee, I mean, the beard is looking good. I usually get the privilege of seeing it over Zoom or StreamYard. Now I can see it in person. For those of you out there who want to know, it is that good in person. It really is. So I appreciate the opportunity, guys. Thank you.
Classic car owners, make
it.
your headlights over twice as bright with Holley Retro Bright LED headlights. A plug-in replacement for those dim halogen seal beams, Retro Bright maintains that classic look and lasts 6 times longer. Stay safe and click the link below to learn more.
If you want to take your vehicle's performance to new heights, you got to give it P. Like our original equipment technology, antifreeze and coolant. Our formulas match the vehicle manufacturer's technology requirements so that we have the perfect match for every vehicle. That's one reason why Peak is among the fastest growing brands of coolant in America. We work harder to earn the trust of people like you every day.
Well, back live here on the Competition Plus Power Hour. Sam, what are you thinking?
Well,
You're motioning.
Dustin was going to come over here and give us a handshake, but then you said we're back live, so he stopped. So we might as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, fellas?
How's
Justin
your
Davis
going?
I'm ready. I think we're almost done. So, yeah, but it's been good. It's been good. So, how about you guys?
It's been good. Okay, I have to ask because Lee's going to give me crap. So I was dancing with a robot. Is that okay to dance with a robot?
You're dancing with a robot or you're doing the robot?
I was dancing with the robot while doing the robot.
That's robot on robot dancing.
Yes, it is.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's PRI, right? I mean, I'm guessing that this was at the VP party. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard about it. I didn't actually see anything in person. No roboting or whatever. But
I have video evidence.
And it was PG. But I was dancing with a robot because if there's a robot at a party, you have to dance with the robot. Like, right? Isn't that the
robot? Was it?
Like, it looked like Optimus
8 feet tall?
Prime.
Was it? Remember the movie Rocky? The third one or the fourth one when he gets a robot and remember that? And
No, it looked like Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a techno Optimus Prime.
Well, then I think you had to do it. I mean, you only get so many opportunities to dance with Optimus Prime.
I called it Optimus Minimus.
Right on.
But okay, back to the questions why we're here.
Yep.
How's PRI going? You know, for you, you're the dirtiest owner in drag racing. But how is it all going for you?
It's going good. You know, I mean, I think the thing that is value that I mean, obviously we're trying to make deals. We're trying to secure sponsorship and stuff. But a lot of that kind of happens before you even get here. I think a big part of PRI for me is to go have the chance to go to our suppliers and people that we value and can make racing happen and walk up to them and shake their hand and tell them how much we appreciate what they do for us. And then also, you know, what we can do for them as far as that goes. And so, you know, I mean, but it's been good. It's been busy. Justin's been busy. I know he was just on with you guys. So, you know, we're pleased with the way off season's shaping up so far.
Well, Dustin, for you that are watching, if you don't know Dustin Davis Motorsports, your owner along with Justin Ashley into the program with Phillips Connect, Top Fuel Dragster and NHRA competition. Any role change for you over this year? You're still clutch guy. You still owner. any other duties? Have anything changed in responsibilities, or going into 2023, making any adjustments?
No, I mean, we're fortunate enough that we don't have any changes this year. Everybody's, we don't have any crew chiefing changes. We don't have crew changes. Everything's been unfortunate in that, the silly season has been very uneventful for us. So that's the way we wanted it. And, we're blessed to have, I think the best team in drag racing. I know everybody says that, but I feel that way. And we're looking forward to coming back and maybe even a little redemption for how things ended up and getting back after it. And I'm looking forward to keep putting clutches in the car and doing my thing. And so, can't wait to get started again.
So you talked about your team. We, talked with Justin about it. You guys have a family atmosphere there. You guys rock the mustaches this year. You guys Sunday, you guys have that going also. Could we ever see Dustin Davis rock the mullet if the team decides to do it?
I don't know that I can grow enough hair to rock a mullet, and probably not. We're going to leave that to some of our more talented crew members with the hair than me. So, I think it would be a little thin on top. That mullet would have to be, I don't know that it would be, I wouldn't do the justice that a mullet deserves, I think. So I'd probably stay away from that and stay with my 1.5 of the fade. That's pretty much the haircut I've had since I was 5 years old.
He is working on a full beard, though.
Actually, just shaved. This is like a 1-day beard.
He's getting there.
I mean, it's not as legendary as what you got.
Yeah, right.
So
it's like a red monster on my face. Long season, full pull this year in 2022. What are some of the top moments looking back as we're just, laughing it up and cutting it up that stick out in your mind of the team building camaraderie but doing it in a fun way? What are some moments? What are some over-the-road times, maybe airline travel, whatever it might have come from?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a certain kind of life, right? I mean, fuel racing, I think it was 150-something days away from home, 90-something flights, So, but for us, I think for me, the high moment was winning the Winter Nationals, coming right out of the box with a new sponsor and being able to put it in the winner circle, and that's what a race as a kid that I got to go to, being from California. So winning in Pomona meant the world to me, and that was personally my high moment, I think. But overall, I mean, we're super proud of the year that we've had, 7 finals and 3 wins, and a number 1 qualifier mixed in there. And so all of our, the goals that we're trying to set and things like that, we're reaching those, and that's what's important. And but yeah, winning the Winter Nationals was pretty good.
So I've heard that, your drag racing, this is your fun time. This is your hobby. It's a business for you, but you do this because you love drag racing. You have a business in California. So what actual time do you get to rest and to enjoy? You travel to all these different states and you go there and you race. What time does Dustin take to, wind down and, between that and racing? So you have your 2 businesses and you have your son and just everything. I mean, when does Dustin relax?
Well, I mean, I don't. Passion takes sacrifice, man. I mean, that's really the deal. I do love to race. I'm doing this for very few people are ever fortunate enough to make money racing. So, I mean, we would hope to be in that position someday, but we're still kind of in that growth mode. Having Phillips come on, and be right in step with the family that we are, that we feel like we have, and they promote the same thing. I mean, that's the part of the dream that I have, not only racing, but then also working with a company like that. So, but yeah, not a lot of rest. But that's part of the thing, man. I mean, I'm not very good at sitting on a beach anyway. So, I get I get to the racetrack early in the morning. I get there before everybody else. I get some coffee. That's kind of my relaxation time. And as the guys come in, and I got everything ready, and that's kind of it for me. I really enjoy that.
Silly season. Many things swirl around of what is possibilities out there in the motorsports world, and that's certainly true for NHRA drag racing. There have been talks that a single car team would spin off and have another car, if not possibly even a funny car. I'm not saying that it's your team in particular, but Dustin Davis, from what I understand, has a background in funny car racing. Would there ever be a desirable situation for you and the team to have a spin-off nitro car with a body on it?
I'm trying to stir the pot, Lee. Is that what we're doing here? Yeah, I mean, I got a background in funny car. No, well, there's no plans. We've got our hands full right now trying to win a championship in dragster. That's our focus. Sure, there's all sorts of rumors out there about what different teams are going to do and what, but that's not something we're focused on. We're focused on running our dragster, representing Phillips, continue to grow our program, and win championships. And we've got our hands full with that alone. I don't need to be trying to start running funny car. There's plenty of guys in that category that got a pretty good handle on things. I'm going to stick to what I know for right now.
Lee, what are you trying to do here?
Dance with the robot.
Well, this is like impromptu also, so I appreciate you guys.
Well, I mean,
I tried not to come on, but you weren't having any of that.
well, you were going to come say hi, so
I just sat down and made myself comfortable.
probably need to do that. This is what relaxing feels
You
like.
need to get one of the footy massage chairs for these, the vibrate like at the fair.
Right? Maybe we can.
Massage and a show.
Yeah, no, we need.
Careful with that.
Right, yeah.
Oh, words. What we need is like those zero gravity chairs.
Oh,
where they lay you all the way back and they give you a massage, and we can sit on the show and get them. Yeah,
I think it'd be some snoring going on.
Well,
it sounds like you guys were out late last night, so I was responsible.
I was not. Slammin Sam was not out last night.
No, we had Davis Motorsports Christmas dinner last night, and then I was safely in bed by 10:30.
What was on the menu?
We went to shout out to Boulder Creek in Pittsburgh. That place is excellent, and they had there's a couple different steaks and fettuccine. Food's always amazing there. So put a little thing together there, and were able to get everybody together. So that was nice.
There you go, Christmas party. We weren't invited. Could have done a live show there.
Live from the Christmas party.
Yeah.
Well, you were busy. You were dancing with robots. I had no robots at our Christmas dinner.
Yeah, you can't see hard
pass. There's right. I gotta see. Now I just want to see pictures.
Oh, I got video.
Oh, video's even better.
I got video.
Okay.
This 8-foot Optimus Minimus, techno style dancing robot. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was impressive. It certainly was.
I don't have
impressive.
any pictures of the robot.
Because you were too busy dancing.
Right. Well, you can't take pictures. Well, I guess you could, but
see, that's Lee's thing. Lee goes and pulls out. He's like, "Oh yeah, Sam's dancing with a robot." Instead of just enjoying the moment, he's gotta film me. Come on.
I think it's funny.
he's promoting you. He's promoting the same.
Way to look at it.
The Sammy's Slammin Sammy promotional marketing tool.
I put that in my reels, hey, hire me because I dance with robots.
You maybe.
All right. Well. See, now we're just getting in trouble.
And on that note,
yeah.
You guys, thanks for having me on. I've got to go continue on here, but hope your guys' PR is going well. You get a lot of people coming by and everything.
Yeah, I didn't tell you. I told Larry Dixon he's got to come on. So Larry Dixon's standing right there.
Larry, see?
Oh, okay.
Now I'm taking up Larry. I'm not nearly as interesting as Larry Dixon, as I can guarantee that. So.
But you are the dirtiest owner in drag racing. When it okay,
that could go.
Yes.
Can you clarify that, please? Yeah. I'm God fearing. I pay my taxes. So I'm just saying.
Okay, if you ever come to the track, or if you're at the track, this man is constantly covered in clutch dust.
I tried my best, but it is unfortunately dirty
he'll
job.
Blow it. He'll use the air hose. I'm going to use proper words here because it doesn't say he'd blow himself.
Right.
But blow himself.
Thank you, Sam.
With the air hose.
Right.
And
it's a thorough cleansing.
So at the end of the night, he literally is in soap up to his. I've seen it up to his elbows. He has soap on his face to try and clean. Like
I do my best. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. I think that's the line, right?
Somebody's got to do it.
Right.
So
exactly.
we clarified that.
Correct.
So
Yep.
Yes.
So
he's a good guy. Yes. But just so you guys know.
all right, fellas. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. You guys, Merry Christmas. All right.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year.
Thanks so much.
Well, we're waiting for the next guest to come on, and that will be in just a moment. It is, in fact, Larry Dixon Jr. We'll talk with him briefly here at the PRI show. Yesterday, we got to talk to another legend in drag racing. You were working on technical difficulties, but it was an honor, even if the audio quality wasn't that great. Scotty freaking Cannon was here, and we got to chat with him.
You know what I need now? I need some Scotty Cannon Oakleys. I really do. I need them. I was thinking about that yesterday. I should have asked, but I need some.
It'd be cool to have a mohawk and those,
And then-
and still have the beard. There we go.
Yeah, sure. I can't grow a beard anymore because of work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So like this, even this that I have to shave it. Can't have it.
Well, you're free. You're at PRI right now.
Yeah, and that's why.
You danced with the robot.
Yeah, we're getting our picture taken. We should probably smile. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile.
Let's smile. Yes, picture.
Yeah, you can get in here too. I mean,
Come on, Larry.
come. You don't want to take a picture with us?
Larry's been busy. I've seen Larry all over the Green Hall, Yellow Hall, and all the other halls at PRI.
I'm walking, taking advantage of the time and stuff, so it's been good.
All right, I gotta ask.
Huh?
You were drinking unsweetened tea.
Yeah, because we're up north. That's how we roll. When you're down south, it's sweet tea, right?
But like, there's lemon tea, there's raspberry tea, there's sweet tea,
Yeah,
and you're drinking unsweetened tea.
yeah.
There's got to be a reason behind it.
It's probably a nitro thing, you know. Like we don't add additives. Like we just pour the can in straight.
I like what he's doing. I like how he's, that was a good one.
100%.
Yeah. I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if there was a thing behind it. Like, I love raspberry and sweet tea.
Okay, you want to know the honest truth? So I go outside. I want to get a snack and something to drink, and the line is like 100 deep, right? So I'm like, okay, I ain't doing that. So then I hop on the thing. I go across the way to the hotel, go there, and I'm like looking for. And I go to the wrong hotel. There's no Starbucks, but there'd be a line there anyway, right? So I'm like, do you guys got a snack bar, gift shop, something where I could just grab something? Like, yeah, we don't. There's a thing over there. And I go over there, and they had all the drinks lined up. I'm wanting a Red Bull, no Red Bull. So then I'm like, I can roll with the tea. Like, even if it's warm, it's good. Warm soda's not good, so you ain't getting it. So yeah, I did that. Did a peanut butter bar, and that'll get me through till tonight. So no heavy story. That's not my drink all the time, but it is today.
So, PRI, does it feel a little different in 2022 compared to 2021? I would imagine you've got some different responsibilities. You're trying to work some different deals with everything that had transpired from the U.S. Nationals and beyond.
It's been a good show for me. Not doing this full time are my sole means of my livelihood for my family and everything. So I've been rolling into these deals, a little bit different agenda. Last year it was all about my Chevy too, and getting everything kind of lined up for that, for some of the drag and drive events, doing that. This year, I'm kind of set up for the Chevy too, and then I'm kind of walking it. And there's been a lot of activity with the two-seater, you know, like, and actually people hitting me up, tracks hitting me up, and stuff about bringing the car there. So this has kind of turned into a two-seater event for me, and doing that. And it's awesome that you guys are at Redline Oil. I just signed up with Redline, so I'm a Redline Oil guy. So I'm really excited about their association with them, because they've got a great product, and so it's been a good show for me.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Lee mentioned it out in Indy, but for you, being a part of that and being, you know, out there again, and everyone coming to the ropes, and Larry Dixon and everything that you're involved with, what was that like for you? It was
fun, you know, like, you know, Will definitely made it fun, you know, like he's like it's like a time capsule almost for me, you know, like 25 years ago, that was me, you know, trying to, you know, break through and get to the Top Fuel. So it's been really great working with Will Smith on that. Running the throwback paint job with the MGD thing for me was a ball, because it was really about trying to have that paint job, but then take care of all your people and all the partners that Will brought and the ones that I brought to be able to piece that whole thing together to hit it. You know, we were able to hit a home run for all those people. And then it was well received once we debuted it. And there wasn't like this big thing on social media ahead of time. It was like literally we had the car, brought it out, no body panels. And once we warmed up the car, we're ready for Q1 and all that, dropped it on the ground, and then we just snapped the panels on. It's like, here we are, you know, and everybody liked it. And that was nice. You know, it was fun. I hadn't done an NHRA race in 5.5 years. So like, it was nice to be in the neighborhood for the weekend.
I've said it on this show. I've said it on my show with you on several weeks ago. That throwback was throwback done right in all the right ways. And there are still tweets about it. I retweeted something last week about how good that throwback was, and that it was the top throwback of 2022.
Yeah, for me, like, close to the ultimate compliment for that car and for our team there was the racetrack, Indianapolis Raceway Park, posting advanced ticket sales for next year's race using our car in their ads. And I was like, wow, man, we've come a long ways in a short amount of time. So it was neat. That car made it fun, made me feel like a kid again. So, and working with Will, he's definitely got a bright future, and you know, like, anything I can do to help him along, I definitely will.
And so looking back and having those, you know, flashback moments, when you look over your race career and your time in racing, what are those cars that still stick out to you? What are those moments of like, hey, I remember this car, I remember this memory, you know, what are those moments?
You know, the different moments that I think about. I mean, certainly going to Indianapolis, yeah, it makes me, I drive by that, I live 3 miles away from that racetrack. But then the race week, you know, all of a sudden, like, memories come back from when I was a kid. My dad had a Top Fuel car, and he didn't do the national tour, but Indy was the two races that he wanted to do was the Bakersfield March Meet and the U.S. Nationals. And because that one had the biggest fields of cars. There were 32 car fields, and there'd be 75 to 100 cars showing up. I mean, it sounds like you're exaggerating, but if you go back and actually look, there's 75 to 100 Top Fuel cars going to these events. And so, like, and just going through the gate, those memories come right back to you, you know? And so that's exciting. I get honestly, I get goosebumps talking about it, because it's how much drag racing has been a part of my family and my life, you know, the whole time from start to finish. So those are definitely good memories. But then going through the gate, at Indy. You know, it'll make you think about when I was crewing on Don Perdome's funny car with that year, the year we swept the Bud Shootout and the race in 1989. That was I had a ball, you know, and I'm crewing. It's like I've won Indy 4 times driving, and that Indy with Snake being on that team ranks up there just as high, because it was just a fun event, you know, and just dominating at the race. And you knew how much it meant to the older guys, you know, certainly my parents and such. So doing that, there's other races I think about every once in a while. Again, like when the tour comes up, they'll go to Seattle or wherever like that. And that used to be the 1-lane racetrack, right? Everybody talked about it, quarter mile, 1-lane racetrack. And there was like 2 or 3 years in a row, we'd lose lane choice in the semis, and we'd get stuck in the bad lane, and we'd smoke the tire and give it up to whoever, whether it's Selzy or whoever the case is. Well, there was this 1 year, and actually it was the year that we ended up sweeping the swing, but we lost lane choice again. We're in the final against Doug Coletta, and LaHaye did some adjustment to the timing and stuff, and we got the car to hook up enough, and Coletta's, they knew we ain't going down the track because we're in the bad lane. They just calmed their car down just to get down the track. We outran them and won the race and ended up sweeping the swing. And so that was a big deal. And not a lot of people have swept that swing. That's a tough 3 weeks. So there's certain races that you think about when the race comes up. You know, what a cool event it was, your memories, whether it's from mine or from working on Snake's car or even from my parents, you know, my dad running Top Fuel.
You may not be making as many memories in NHRA drag racing competitively as you were in your career many, many years ago, but you're still making memories with Nitro regularly and routinely, and you're able to be this provider of the joy of Nitro with that 2-seater. What have been some of the fun tales of getting people in that car and them experiencing what being in a Top Fuel dragster is like?
The one thing, and we're getting close to 50 rides that we've done in that car, so so you're creating a lot of memories for a lot of people that wouldn't have an opportunity to be in a Top Fuel car. But you know, certainly one that sticks out is giving Daryl Russell's dad a ride, and normally at the end of the run you shut the car off and the chutes, and you're still coasting before you get off the track. And we don't have radios in between, but I'm close enough to the back seat that everybody's like squealing and just giggling, and they just like, that's so. And we run Daryl's dad, Mr. Russell Burnell, through the car, and he was quiet and he's very subdued. And then we get out around, you know, pull around the corner. You're all right, yeah, that was fun. Looking at the time slip and everything. And it's like, you want to get out of the car and you know, tow back to the pit? No, I just want to stay right here. And like I talk about it, and it's emotional because it's like he kind of gets one with his son, and that's how can what you're doing be bad if you can do that for a person? Is where I go with it, and so that's definitely a strong memory. There was one day that we ran at Memphis, at one of the Super Chevy events, and on the same day, I had a guy show up, him and his buddies, on a private jet. They fly into the airport right next door. They land. They have a suburban limo, drive them over to the track, and they make their runs and do all that. And then the last run of the day, and he was the last one to buy in. He drove his mid-'80s Oldsmobile Calais from. He lived in Nashville, so he's driving across to Memphis, and he shows up there, and his story is he didn't show up in a private jet. He's in this old Oldsmobile. And when we announced that we had that car at SEMA, and we had the price tag on it, and it's $10,000, and he works at a grocery store, and he did the math on it, and if he saved $65 a week for 3 years, he knew he could go a ride in that car. And he got to that point, and he called me up, and we set it up, and it just worked out that we're going to Memphis, and he went. So on the same day, I got a guy that's on a private jet, you know, upper end on on the money scale, and we got somebody else here that saved for 3 years to go for a ride, and both of them said it was the best days of their lives. Totally different income levels, right? And so, like, those are the things that I think. And again, like, I wasn't looking to start a war or do anything with the car, but it was to make great memories and give people opportunity they would otherwise never get. And so, again, it's been fun. And then, I almost feel like I get to share in their memories. And then, when you get around your group, this whole week, there's people doing business, but there's also a lot of time to catch up with people. And then there's a crowd of people, right? So everybody gets talking. Well, that person that went for a ride in a top fuel car, they got the ultimate story, right? And who's going to trump them? There's not very many people that have gone quicker or faster than those people. So it's, again, it's neat to be able to be somewhat involved in their memories.
So you've touched on it when you mentioned the stories, and you've mentioned, giving these people the opportunities, and this show has become more of a two-seater show for you, with all the excitement around that. But is there ever those moments where, besides the two-seater, besides this, and you probably get asked this all the time, hey, when are you coming back? Have those moments for you, being back in the pits, being back, quote unquote, behind the ropes, you're thinking about all this other stuff that's going on and that you're dealing with and helping people create those memories. Do you ever sit back and you're like, man, like, to have, another five shots at it or anything? I mean, do those memories come back often?
I certainly, I feel blessed for the opportunities that I had, the great teams that I got to be a part of and drove for, and Hall of Fame crew chiefs that I got to work with. But like, for me, myself, as far as, like, getting me back, I honestly, like, over the past 5 or 10 years, I really feel like I'm kind of aged out of what. And I know, you got John Force in his 70s, right? That's right where you're going. Chris Cameroncini's raced till his 90s, right? But the whole deal is being able.
You still have good hair. I mean.
Yeah, I don't care what color it is, as long as it keeps growing. But you kind of get aged out. I was kind of part of the beer and tobacco era, and there was a lot more money flowing. And you had Bernstein and Perdome and other teams. Alan Johnson had his own team and all that. And there was a lot of teams that benefited from their involvement. And because of whether it's against the law to advertise in motorsport anymore, or, the beer companies, most of them got bought out by bigger companies, and all the money is overseas now. It's tougher. That money isn't available anymore. So it's like you got to have other money or new money or different money or find a new way to do business. And I haven't connected those dots, and I've kind of really much come to terms that not to steal a line from Austin Powers, but that ain't my bag, baby. It's just not. So if I'm involved in it somewhat with guys like Will Smith, I mean that's cool, but it's I don't know that you'll see Larry Dixon out on a full NHRA tour anymore. And I mean, if it happens, it's great. But if it don't, it's okay, because this time that I haven't been racing, the Lord blessed me with time with my family and my kids, and like that window of opportunity while they're still under our roof. I got my daughters in South Carolina going to school, and I got my oldest son is going to commercial pilot school, and like they're going to end up making lives for them and careers for themselves. And if I was on the road racing, that would be cool, but it ain't as cool as the legacy that you have, as being a parent and being a part of the family. So I'll take what the Lord gives me and be really thankful and blessed for it.
Well, last question for you, Mr. Dixon. You mentioned your daughter going to the University of South Carolina. I'm a resident of South Carolina, live in the upstate, lived there for many, many years. There is a big rivalry between Clemson and South Carolina. The Gamecocks one-upped the Tigers for the first time in 7 years.
Right.
Did you get the phone call of like the reaction of the university and how everybody felt? Because it got wild, I'm sure.
It was a yes. South Carolina, they rained on a few college parades this year. Clemson, Tennessee, it was just something else, and it's neat to have skin in the game. My daughter going there and stuff, and going to some of the games, and now they got an opportunity to go to the Gator Bowl. They're going to play Notre Dame this year, so it's neat. And the fact, like you bring up, that South Carolina hadn't beat Clemson in seven years, right? But they did. They beat them while my daughter was going there, and she's going to have that memory for the rest of her life. And that's awesome, and to be a part of it. My daughter was there, and she was under the weather, so she didn't go to the game. And I'm watching it from my house up here in Indianapolis, and the whole student section, and not even the student section, the whole place, like they storm the field and do all that stuff. And I'm thinking, sure glad my daughter ain't there. As a parent. And she's like, Dad, she was bummed that she wasn't there, for both the games, the Tennessee and Clemson. So it's but it's fun. It's great memories, and again, having some skin in the game, so to speak, and having her go there. It's neat.
So final question for me here, PRI. We've tried to, I guess, wrap it up in a few words for everyone. You've been coming obviously a lot longer than I have. This is year number 5 for me. This year number 2 for Lee. But I call it the reset. This is the reset. It's racing season is over, but we're resetting for the next year. You can talk to the people, that you're doing business with all year. You can, physically see them other than just on the phone and via email or text or whatever it may be. But for someone that's in the racing industry that doesn't attend this show or doesn't think it's valuable for them to come, what would you say to that person?
I think if you're in the motorsport, I don't know how, if you're in the motorsports business, or you're an enthusiast, or you're the end user, I don't know how you couldn't be here. You're missing the boat if you're not. And that kind of sounds like, and I'm not being paid by PRI to say that, you can literally walk these aisles and you're going to see parts that you're not going to see. They might post them on the internet, but you might not have access to all of that information, and that you can get, and they're all here and available to talk and answer those questions like face to face. I mean, this is how it started out back in the day. And I still think that there's a lot of merit to having shows like that, to be able to be, in my case right now, it's like there's a ton of vendors that I do business with all year long, whether they're providing parts from a sponsorship standpoint or whether I'm buying them, but like you literally get to talk to them. And, for me, being old enough before texting and email, it's so much more personal when you can look a guy in the face and say, thank you for your, your product and the help. Or if you're having an issue with something, hey, this guy can fix it right now. Like I had a deal getting ready to do an engine swap on the Nova, going from the LT4 to the LT5, and I had an issue with the ECU, and I talked to my one guy at GM, and he's like, let's go talk to this guy, and go over there, and it was like, boom, and it was handled like right there, because everybody's there. Every single booth is like that. And so I don't know how you could be successful in business in motorsports industry and not be here at any level, whether again a customer or the vendor or the the warehouse, that's providing the parts. This is it. This is the place to be.
It's the place to be. He's still the man. Thanks for coming on, Larry. Look, we got to shut this show down. Let Larry get back to more important business than talking to us two yahoos. And we're going to go on and enjoy PRI as well. And Sam, you going to dance with the robot again?
Not tonight. I'm actually going to knock on wood here, because this happened last year. Reschedule a flight to leave earlier. Then I got stuck in the airport. And yeah, so I am hoping that this year, since I rescheduled my flight and I'm leaving early, leaving later today, that I don't have those problems.
I hope you don't
be
even
calling you, and you'll be picking me up from the airport again.
again.
Yeah,
I don't.
You can't snore this time.
Yeah. Well, sorry. You know.
If you get stuck at the Indianapolis airport, let me tell you, that's not a bad thing. They got a Harry and Izzy's at the airport, and let me tell you, they got the St. Elmo shrimp cocktail, and they got the filet sliders. Oh my gosh, and the Bloody Marys. You didn't ask me. You called him. You didn't call me.
I'm just gonna go and dance with a robot.
Now you know. Now you know.
Folks, legend Larry Dixon Jr., Slammin Sam. I'm Lee Kraft, the Monday Morning Race. This has been the Competition Plus Power Hour live from PRI 2022 at the Redline Synthetics Oils booth.
Get your CompetitionPlus.com apparel today. Whether it's our nitro-burning funny car design or the vibrant door slammer design, we have the swag to show you are always in the know. Get yourself a hat too. And we know not everyone enjoys wearing a mask, but if you must wear one, at least wear a good-looking one. Check out the new CompetitionPlusApparel.com for the latest from the place where you have trusted for your news on the internet for over 2 decades.